Hey folks, happy Friday. 2 Samuel 15 and through the next 8 chapters deal with the rebellion and the insurrection of Absalom, David's son, against his father, which resulted in David and his followers being driven out of Jerusalem and into exile. Absalom does this while he's down in Hebron, which is just a little south of Jerusalem. He's there for 4 years, and while he's there, he has all of the trappings of a king. He drives around with chariots and an armed guard, and he set up court outside of Jerusalem, and he intercepts people that are coming into Jerusalem for justice to see David, the king, and he says, well, there's no one there in Jerusalem to see you, but I'll see you. And so he basically schmoozes the people that come to Jerusalem, and he hears their case and he adjudicates for them, which he doesn't have the authority to do. And little by little, he turns the hearts and the minds of many of the Israelites towards him, dividing them between their king and their fellow countrymen. Now, when we see this story, it's helpful to view it through the lens of power, because that's one of the main themes of 1st and 2nd Samuel. The whole issue is, who is the rightful king? Who's the right and just king, and has the right to govern Israel? And clearly, that's David. He's the Lord's anointed. He's the appointed one, the Messiah. But we're seeing the decline of David. It's almost as if, at least from my perspective, it's almost as if he's disconnected. He kind of falls into a funk, a depression. How does he miss that his son is holding court just outside of Jerusalem for 4 years and turning the Israelites against him? And we see it in other places. We see it as he's leaving Jerusalem, and he's in despair. We see it as he grieves the death of Absalom in the battles that follow. There's going to be another insurrection against David, and even the Philistines are going to rise up and attack the Israelites, even though the Philistines were driven to all of their borders earlier in David's career. So we're definitely seeing the decline. And yet, in spite of all of that, David is still seen as the unifier, the peacemaker, the true king in Israel. Now, folks, there's a lot of lessons in this, but I think most prominent, particularly given our current culture, is the contrast between David and Absalom. David is seen as the true and righteous king, the unifier, the peacemaker, while Absalom is seen as the usurper, rebellious, divisive. And folks, we're to pursue the path of David, and I'm fully convinced that a large part of the reason we're having all of the division in our nation is because we have not pursued justice, and because of that, we've lost our voice. So we have to choose the path of David. It says in 2 Samuel 8 that David ruled Israel, and he did what was just and right for all of his people. Until we pursue justice for all of our citizens, for everyone in America, we will continue to have division. Church, we must rise up. We must pursue the path of David. We must pursue what is just and right for all of our people. Thank you for listening. And as always, and perhaps now more than ever, get out there and make the world a better place, because you're in it. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon.